Hey, man.
How far is Japan from here?
About 20 feet. It's it's oh man. It's a long day from here. Well, a long
Is it a
day.
whole day?
Yeah. So coming here, I actually I gain a day. So whatever time I leave there, I'll get there like
You
a
go to
couple
the
hours
future?
later. So like I'll leave at like 8 p.m.
Uh-huh.
and I'll get here at like 11 p.m. the same day.
What the
But I've been
fuck?
traveling for like 24 hours or something. So yeah, 13-hour time difference. Whenever I go to Hawaii, it's a 19-hour time difference. So I relive the day again.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I leave at
Time
10
is
p.m.
bullshit,
and-
bro.
Yeah, it's all made up anyways.
Damn. And then surely that's not straight, right? Well, military though. Is that
Yeah.
straight? Do they put you in a Cessna and go see ya?
I mean, military is a lot of. We go to like 5 locations, and we stay
Okay.
at each location for like 3 hours, and sometimes we don't get off the plane.
Ugh.
Yeah, and if we do get off the plane, we go into a holding area
Is
where
there
there's
air conditioner
nothing.
on those?
Not with it turning the plane off.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
God.
That's the thing. Yeah, that happens a lot. It happens
You're
a
just sitting in a meat box, just,
lot with a bunch of dudes. Yeah, who just stink in uniform, and it's just everyone's hot wearing a Canadian tuxedo. Yeah,
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah, it's really gross and awesome.
It reminds
but-
me of tour.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the military reminds me of tour. Actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So, quick question. I want to know. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about Japan because that place is insane. What's one thing they get right, and what's one thing they get way wrong that we should have? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's
Yeah.
one thing we should definitely adopt from there? Because you've been there for what, 4 years now?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh man, so many things. One thing that they get right that we should adopt. I mean, their bidets are up there.
Oh man,
their
I've been
bidets.
thinking about getting me one of them there booty sprayers.
Yeah, they are very much booty sprayers. Like, cause they had bidets in Europe, but they're like it's like a sink. It looks like a toilet, but it's a sink.
Yeah,
and
no,
you
I'm
just
not
take
doing
a
that.
miniature bath.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's it's nice, but it's kind of gross.
That's
but
kind
it's
of
okay.
caveman. That's like the first version.
Yeah.
And they just never got away from it. They're like, I'll take 2 sits. It's fine.
Yeah, they call Americans dirty because they're like,
Yeah.
you guys don't wash
You're
at all.
shitting in the
so-
sink, bro.
Yeah, right.
Fucking French.
Yeah. So, but the bidets are definitely, they got that right. There's a lot of like heated floors and stuff like that.
They do have a ton of heated flooring. I did know
Yeah.
that.
A
because
lot of their
I'm in flooring.
architectural
Yeah.
things they definitely got right. Something they got wrong.
That they should take from us, maybe.
Driving on the right. No.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Fuck that left lane shit. They're like, oh, the whole world does it but us. I'm like, yeah, we're the only one that did it correct.
I mean, I feel like this is a super American thing to say, but maybe things need to be bigger. I don't know.
I think it's just because we're bigger.
Yeah, I come over here and we get in our car that even if you have a small car, it's still gigantic for Japan.
Uh-huh.
And we drive around these semis that are massive.
Just go Ford F-150.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and not to mention the trucks and stuff. And then you go to Japan and they're like, sorry, we can't make that entire load because we can only hold 2 things.
That's
so,
crazy.
Yeah, their semis. I mean,
But now, hold on. You think that's more efficient or less efficient? Because it's like, what if you're building a house? A lumber package comes in on 1 truck for the whole home. But for them, it's like, well, we had to make 30 deliveries because we don't have this. But they don't build their homes as big. Or do they?
No. So their homes usually no.
I feel like it's pretty modest.
Yeah, they're usually modest, minimalist. The whole minimalist culture
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
originated in Japan, so they're usually pretty modest.
Shout out to them.
I mean, which is cool, but like our house is pretty big, but it's in an area where it's like 50-50 Japanese and Americans. So it
Yeah.
seems like they built them for Americans, but our neighborhood is definitely half Japanese. So
Right.
it's like, and they live in these 5-bedroom, 2-story
What the
houses.
fuck?
Yeah, like our house is
Damn!
like 2,400 square feet.
That's
Like,
way bigger than I thought. That's a
Yeah.
big house for here. That's
Yeah.
a big house. Well, it's not
well,
anymore.
not anymore. Yeah, it's like
2,200's
average.
like, what? You've only got 2,200 square feet?
And they're like, we need more room. We need another
Dude,
1,000 square feet.
I have what do I have? I have like 1,200, maybe 1,300 square feet 600 of that I don't touch.
Yeah.
I never even go in there. It's blocked off. Like it's just storage in my house.
So you're probably doing something right. I mean,
Minimal is. I would do great in Japan. Like y'all only have 2 dishes. I love this place.
That is the thing. Yeah. They probably have a dish for every person in the family. And that's all they have. Yeah.
And when the sink's full, but all the dishes are in it, and it takes 9 minutes to do the dishes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's a whole Japanese philosophy on like, was it on Zen Habits? I think.
Yeah.
That was it Leo Bibata?
Is there anything you picked up over there that you're gonna like keep, like behavior wise?
I mean, the whole minimalist culture is definitely a thing that we've been working towards that for a long time.
Right. Oh, I should say we're on the side of a highway. Also, this is my buddy Kalen. He's from Japan, actually, and so we're catching up on camera for real.
For real. Yeah.
We go way back. Yeah, the minimalist thing is, I've been doing a lot of that. I have this new thing where, well, I've adopted it a few years now, but if I have a year, every year, it's like spring cleaning, but I'll hold an item in my hand, and if it doesn't bring me joy in any way or make me feel a feeling or a sense of I could use this, trash.
Yeah.
And I do it for everything. Clothes, tools, you name it.
Yeah.
I need to start doing it with musical equipment, but
We always have the one thing that we're not minimalist about, right?
Yeah.
That's, I think everyone's
and
like
mine
that.
is drum sets.
Yeah, mine is, I mean, I have, I got 2 drum sets, and it's like, do I really need one right now? I play, but I don't play that much, and
You spend your life traversing the world.
Yeah, we do travel a lot. We travel a whole lot. But I mean, I play in bands and stuff there, like little local shows. We played an awesome show right before I left Japan last time.
You played in Japan?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
In a bar.
Why did you not say this to me?
I thought I showed you pictures. Maybe
I remember the last thing you sent me you played was with some guys in a white room. Like almost looked like a cafeteria.
No, yeah. So that
like a music video or
this
something.
This is the first time I've been back since
Yes.
we played that show. Yeah. So we played like an emo pop punk show because some guys were getting together and like, we need a drummer, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. It sounds fun.
Of course you will.
It was like 50-50 on like I love the song, or I was like I've never actually listened to this band growing up, but I'll play it. And
I get to play music live.
Yeah.
And in a foreign country.
Yeah, and it was awesome. It was a mixed crowd between Japanese
Italy?
and Americans.
Oh, that was in Japan. That was recently.
That was recent.
Oh, okay.
That was like 8 or 9 months ago.
What the frick?
Yeah, that was right before I left Japan. And it was a bar that probably had like a fire capacity of 70, and there was like 150 people in it.
Fuck yeah, dude!
And it was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got some good pictures I got to show you. Like, people holding up drinks and stuff, and this like. Everyone loved it. Like the crowd was louder than we were, like with the lyrics and stuff. So that was cool. That was super cool.
That is one thing about that place. They fucking love Western music.
Oh yeah. Well, creativity is not really. It's not really part of their culture. So it's not like I think China is a little more so where creativity is not part of their culture, and they're like you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. But in Japan, it's like there are bands and there are Japanese musicians and
Just
artists
not to
and
our
everything.
extent, really.
But nowhere near our extent. So the fact that there's thousands and thousands of creative people in the States is mind-blowing to the average Japanese person, because they probably only know one person they've ever met who is creative. Or not creative, but a creative person.
A creative person.
Yeah.
That's like their lifestyle. Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, if
we
is
take
in
so
Japan,
much for granted, dude. That's insane.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
I know is a creative. Everybody.
Yeah.
Almost literally every single human I know in my life is like someone who puts out things into the world.
Yeah, I would say almost everyone I know is the same.
Yeah.
Whether they're an author or a
I couldn't
artist
imagine
or,
going the opposite direction with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theories on that with Japan. Like
Sure.
As far as the dark undertones of the culture that Japanese people will talk about, sometimes, which depends on who you talk to. There's cultural things, and I think some people put them in a negative light, some people put them in a positive light.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a Hawaiian friend, and he was like, yeah, it's similar here in Hawaii. With our culture, I guess an island culture thing, like people don't talk about their feelings, and like people, like the kind of dark undertones that are in the culture.
Listen, man, if you get in the water, things will eat you. Life is tough here.
Yeah, just don't get in the water.
Don't cry. There's sharks out there. And we got to go fishing because we need to eat.
Yeah.
We don't have cows here.
That's right. Yeah.
We have turtles.
And pineapples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but motherfucker, it's hard to eat.
Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous out there.
All their food can kill them.
Yeah, not as bad as Australia, but yeah.
They win. Everybody knows they win. Yeah, on land, sea, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy. A show in Japan. Whew, that's a bucket list.
Yeah, it was a bucket list item I didn't even know I had until I got to Japan.
I've had that on my list since I saw bands from our ilk, like our era, play there.
Yeah,
a band here that's doing a 500 cap room goes to Japan and does a 5,000 cap room like it's nothing.
Oh yeah,
that's small arenas and shit.
Yeah, they have a lot of that. They have the capacity for it. They just don't, they fill it up. Like when they have venues, like they're full with like big bands because bands tour in there. Extreme, I don't know if you remember Extreme from the '90s. They did the More Than Words song.
Oh, okay, I know that song. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like a 1.5 hit wonder, but they
I'll take it.
They broke up for like 15 years. They got back together and went straight to Japan.
Of course they did.
And nobody in the States even knows they're back together. And they're playing all the same old songs they played in the 90s. And it's like 80s metal mostly, or 80s rock, and
but crushing. Probably making a fortune.
Probably selling out every venue.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet.
I got to get to Japan. If you're listening and you're from Japan, look, we just put out an album. If you want to finance a trip to there, hit me up on my Gmail.
There you go. I'm going to be listening later and be like, I'm from
Oh, yeah, wait. This is my episode.
This doesn't count. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well, when you listen back to this, you'll be like, why did I say it like that? I used to have to listen to all these, and I would get so embarrassed of the things I said.
Yeah.
This helped me really, truly give less of a fuck.
Yeah, I think recording yourself in general does that. I mean, when I started recording like videos and stuff like that, I the first time I sat in front of a camera to record a YouTube video, I was like, I'm going to test this out, and I knew that I could edit it, and I knew that I could cut it out, and I knew if I didn't want it, I could scrap the whole video.
That's right.
And I was nervous, and I was like sitting in front of the camera, and I was like,
I did an ad read one time with Kurt in the room, so I had someone to look at across the table. I didn't have to stare at the camera. And still, it took me like 10 takes. I left all of it in. I was like, I don't even want to cut this. This is terrible. But it's weird, man. I feel two ways about it. I love this.
Yeah.
And I love that we can share this with people now.
Right.
Because this is the new campfire. We got a lamp. It's dark as shit out here. We're on the side of a highway.
Yeah, we're on a porch.
Podcasting truly is the campfire talk. Yeah. Water cooler, whatever. But for everyone.
Right.
But when you stare at that fucking thing, it's soulless and lifeless. And it's weird that we just put our entire existence into these black eye lenses. It's kind of... I don't want to get too religious-y about it, but it is kind of weird, man. It's got this weird... It makes me feel strange when I look at the camera. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, there's a weird vibe. It's almost like
creepy.
You know when you look at a camera, you're like, people are going to see everything I'm saying right now, and they're going to see my face and all this. But whenever we're doing this, it's like...
This is so much better.
Yeah, you don't even think about the
This
camera.
thing disappears, but it is weird when you have to do it at the camera.
Yeah.
I'm not good at, like, even those, what he got me on Marco Polo. What is the name of that app? Is it Marco
Polo, man, yeah. Best app ever.
That's why I'm always like, I'm like looking around, like, don't look at my chin. That's why I put the camera, like, in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like looking people in the eyes. Like, anyone I talk to on Marco Polo, they're always like, they'll look as if they're looking me in the eyes for so long, and then they'll have to like break the eye contact.
You do.
Even though you're looking into a camera, you're like, yeah, and I don't want to make this too awkward. And then,
I mean, if you don't break your stance, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi. Oh yeah, man, I've been just sitting here doing nothing. It's fucking insane.
A little bit weird, yeah.
So, man, that's cool. You've lived everywhere, dude.
I've lived a lot of places. Yeah, I don't know about everywhere.
What's the cool? Is it Japan? Is Japan the coolest? Or Italy?
Actually, no. Yeah, so Europe was our absolute favorite place in the world. Probably not to live, but we've spent 4 years in Italy, and I would say hands down, like Italy was our favorite place we've ever lived. Even though our landlords were psychotic Italian rednecks, mountain people is what they called them.
Hell yeah, do we have those?
Yeah, I mean, they were like, because they were like, yeah, we call them mountain people. I was like, oh, it's the rednecks. They're like, I don't know that word. You're like, okay, well,
you just learned it.
Yeah, so I just call them rednecks. There's an Italian word for mountain people. and it basically means redneck.
Oh, really?
And that was our landlord. You couldn't tell. They were super loud that you couldn't tell if they were having a domestic dispute or just a conversation.
Just a conversation.
Yeah, and it was and all the time. They
mentally malnourished.
Yeah, and they were old. They were old.
Makes it worse.
2 of them died while we were there. Actually, like
Christ
they were that
almighty.
old. Yeah.
How many landlords did you have?
Well, it was the father, and then it was the father, the mother, and 2 daughters, and they all lived together.
And they died.
The father died, and then one of the daughters died.
Fuck.
So it was just the mom and the other daughter.
From old age, or?
The father died from old age, I think, but the daughter died from cancer, I think.
Ah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
that makes
was,
it less cool.
Yeah, it definitely was.
It's not a good way.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. But she lived a really rough life. They all did. They drank heavily. The first time we went over, they're mountain people. Like, I mean, we should have known. The first time we went over there, we had coffee, and because it was 9 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning or something, and he's just like, hey, you want some? I think he had brandy or something that he put in his coffee, and I was like, yeah. And at the time, I was new to living overseas, and I didn't want to offend anybody, so I was like, I'll take some, and he proceeds to pour the majority of my cup being brandy, and I couldn't taste the coffee. Yeah, I couldn't even taste the coffee. And I sat there and drank it.
So I hate both those things. That sounds miserable.
I hate brandy. Yeah, I hate it, and so that should have been a sign, but it wasn't, obviously. And we loved the house. It was like an Italian villa, and we lived in Italy for 4 years. We traveled. We saw 20 different countries, 20 different European countries.
Damn.
And that place was amazing because you can driving to countries, because Europe's like a third the size of the United States. Yeah. So it's like driving to states up in the Northeast.
Oh, we met at this Furnace Fest. I met some guys from Norway, and that's the one thing they were like. We were hanging out in a merch line for like 2 hours, because it was like first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was like, so what's something cool here, like just trying to make small talk or whatever. It was their first time in the States. They were like, you can't fathom how big this place is. Like we drive for 10 hours. We're in the same place. Like they're like, in Europe, you'd be in 14 countries in that same amount of time. I'm just like, yeah, it's a big spot.
It's like, you should see Texas. Yeah. Like that's.
They were in Alabama, too, so imagine that. You come from, like, Norway to fucking Alabama.
That would be, they're really seeing a certain side of the States.
They really are. I was like, y'all should drive around a little, like, see some things.
Not just see Alabama, maybe. I don't know.
It's Birmingham, though. Birmingham's got...
No, Birmingham's nice. At least it was a big city. Yeah, Birmingham is nice.
They got a nice big, like, the streets are wide. They're nicely done. Like,
yeah.
Their bad side of town still, like, it's fine.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
There's some things to do.
Yeah.
And they're at one of the dopest festivals, so it's like, really all you need is a hotel. And
yeah. That's the main thing I think about when I think about Birmingham, is Furnace Fest.
I think that is all I think about. That and the time we went there to take our engagement photos.
Oh, yeah.
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 When we got to see.
What was that?
Ryan Russell.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
I remember those photos.
That's how cool I am. The guy that shot Paramore and Under Oath and all those bands took my fucking wedding photos. Well, my engagement photos.
And that's why they were badass.
Dude, they're so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those photos.
I want to get one printed real big for the living room. Like, I found this thing where you can print on glass. It's called Fracture. Everyone should go there. It's a little pricey. It's printed on glass. They're proud of it. Excuse me. No, but it's called Fracture, and it's like $70 to like, I think you can get some for like 20 that are like regular sized, but like they have like, it's like this big. I think it's like $120 or something, but it's so sick.
And you frame it? Like it's in a frame?
No, it is a piece of glass. There's no frame.
Oh.
It comes with a customized hanger with it when they ship it, and it's got like a rubber back, and then you drill this thing into your wall, and it mounts to that, and it's just a piece of glass hanging on your wall that is that photo.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's sick.
Could be your windows in your house,
Bitch. It could be your windows in your house. You can't see through it, though. It's only one-sided. You could black out your windows in your house with
bathroom windows. That's
yeah.
Bathroom windows.
Pictures of yourself while you're naked shitting. Man, I used to do cool things.
But they're on the outside of the house. I know where the bathroom is.
Fuck yeah, dude. So is that the only time you've played music out there?
In Japan? Yeah, so I've been playing with the same guys.
You
for
get the
a while.
drum in your house, your big giant 2,400 square foot
Yeah,
mega mansion.
I have an electric kit. I got a rolling.
Oh,
yeah.
fancy boy!
So I got that set up. I can play my
Did I know that?
Office.
I don't think I knew that.
I don't know. I bought it when I was in Romania, randomly. Yeah.
Did you get it for 19 ruples or whatever the fuck?
No, actually, ironically, I bought it online from a German store when I was in Romania. It's a long story, but I think it was my buddy wanted to learn how to play drums, and I think I just bought it so I could teach him how to play drums. But then the whole process of me deciding where to get it from and getting it from a German store
he became
and shipped to
uninterested.
Romania. And I didn't have a plan for getting it home because I was deployed to Romania. So I didn't have a plan for getting home. It was like this $2,500 drum set. I was like, I'll teach you, man. I want an electric drum set anyways. And I get it out there, and it just happened to work out to where Tiffany, my wife, she was coming out. She was able to come out and see me while I was in Romania.
Oh, okay.
And so I was there for like 4 months, and she drove out there, and we were able to like it just happened that she came out. She wasn't planning on coming out originally.
Yeah.
But she drove out to see me.
Why would you?
And we hung out. Well, and it was like, yeah, you should come out. And again, I was not connecting the drum set to any of that. I wasn't thinking about it. And then whenever she went to leave, I think she was actually like, should I take this drum set home? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's way better than my idea.
Come back inside. Help me pack this up.
Yeah. So yeah, she actually drove it home, which that was like, that's a pretty long drive for a European. That's like 11 or 12 hour drive.
That's a long drive.
Yeah, but that takes you from like northern Italy through Slovenia, through Croatia, through a large part of Hungary, and then into Romania.
My brother today moved to South Dakota today.
Yeah.
It was a 10.5-hour drive. Like, he just got there.
Dang, I would have thought it would have been farther than that.
No, it's not that far. Well, it's at the border.
Oh, okay.
It's like just over the border.
Very southern part.
And he went through 3 states.
Right. Yeah. And they go through 3 countries, which Hungary is a big country, and they drove all the way across it. Like, I think they drove the entire length of Hungary.
Do you have to stop at every border?
Not in Europe. So it's open borders. So if you drive from like Italy to Slovenia, Germany, Austria, it's all open.
Now, if you're in Romania now, did you go to the castles?
Oh yeah,
vampire.
Yeah,
shit?
we were actually staying in Transylvania. That's where we were. Yeah, we were in Cluj.
Did you go to Vlad's place? Any one of them? I think he has like 3 there.
One of the main places we went to was, I think, I really should have done more research about the castles we went to, because we went to like 7 or 8 massive castles.
Whoa.
And I want to say the largest castle in Europe is in Romania.
Really?
I think we went to that one. Yeah, or we did go to that one. I think it was the largest one. And it's in Transylvania. So, but yeah, but it is funny going from country to country. It's like, welcome to Austria, welcome to Germany.
Yeah. What the fuck? That was like 18 minutes ago.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you go through some countries like Croatia. They're real proud of their borders. They, for some reason, even though I think they are part of the EU, but they still have like closed borders, and you have to go through all the process and stuff. And then certain things are funny because like Hungarians and Romanians tend to hate each other.
Sure.
So whenever you go from Hungary to Romania, it's this whole deal, and you have to go, like, they don't want to let anyone in.
You're not a Ruski, are you?
Yeah, so they're like real skeptical of everybody.
Yeah.
But if you were to go around through Slovakia,
dude, they cuss funny too,
it would be
bro.
completely open.
They cuss hilariously.
Hungarians?
When they do it in English, everything's backwards. Dude, I heard one yesterday. Because they cuss insane. It's insane the way they cuss. They don't have the good grammar, so they just put shit in whatever order they want or whatever. But it was, I hope you swallow a guitar and cancer strums on it, like in your stomach or some shit. Like, that's the insult. That's how it translates to English.
Oh, it's a Hungarian insult.
Cancer strums a guitar in your stomach or some shit. Like, what the fuck?
Who came up with that?
That's on a whole nother level of swearing.
Sounds Russian, like that. I mean, I guess Hungarian is I think it's a Slavic language.
I think it is Slavic, yeah.
That makes sense. So yeah, it's basically a Russian thing.
It was a podcast I was listening to. Somebody's parents were from there, and so they were like talking about all the insane shit they say that's just not real shit, because they say it in their grammar but our language, right? So it comes out funny.
Oh, so they are actually saying it in English?
Yeah. Well, when they get here, yeah, it's like the translation is weird. So I don't think it's, I hope you swallow a guitar and cancer strums it. It's probably something like that, but I don't think that's it verbatim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very funny. I hope you swallow a guitar and cancer plays it.
I mean, that's pretty rough. I got one of my tattoo artists is in Budapest. And
Budapest.
Yeah. Budapest.
Pest. Say it right. I crush you.
Budapest. But yeah.
Spell it.
I don't see a CH.
Yeah, I don't hear a in anything.
Yeah.
That ain't how that words.
I don't pronounce words like that. Right?
Listen, sir, these words ain't wording. Dude, that's fucking awesome. I was trying to think, because when you do a pod, you're like, I wonder if you know them, you're like, try to think of things to talk about.
Yeah.
But I was like, I always try to remember how we met, and I seriously don't remember. I just know that when we met, it was like instant friendship.
Yeah.
That's all I remember about us meeting.
Yeah,
it's like we were
too.
friends for 20 years the second we said hello to each other.
Yeah, it did seem like that. I had shared that video the other day of like Rockstock whenever we played and you were playing with Zero.
Yeah.
I think we may have met at that show, but we didn't like.
I don't know if we did.
I don't even know if we did.
That was Lady, right? I don't think we did.
Yeah, that was Lady. We probably didn't.
Because I knew her. What was her name?
Christine DeMeo. Yeah.
Yeah, and Joe Max.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the rest of you yet.
And then it was
And
Sean
I was very busy
Sanders.
that day.
Yeah. I remembered you from that show because I remember Zero.
Yeah. Zero.
Honestly, so I knew Brandon from Truth Farm.
Yep.
Because we had played with Truth Farm all the time, and
it was one of those weird things where like we were kind of like same place a bunch of times, but never really.
Circle. Yeah.
It was just like and then the first time we sat down and like actually were like, oh hey, oh yeah, I've seen you around, blah blah blah.
I think it was when you actually did the tile at my house.
You might be right. Because
like,
that was with Brandon.
I knew you were coming over, and I was like, oh, cool. And we were kind of hanging out and talking, and Brandon was there.
That's right.
And then, like, the next thing I remember was me and you riding out to some place that was, like, 30 minutes away, just, like, talking, like we had been friends for forever. And I think that was really close at the same time. It's like 3 days later. So
I think you're right.
Yeah, but it did happen instantly. And then it felt, because earlier he was like, how long have you guys known each other? That's what my son asked me. And I was like, it's like 20 years. I was like, well, not 20.
Not 20.
It's like, but it feels like 20 years.
But it's got to be close, though.
I don't know. What year
I've known
is
you
it?
longer than I've known Kaylee. That's 16 years.
Have you?
I think so.
I mean, I was at your wedding, but...
Yeah, so...
Or maybe it was close.
See, I couldn't pinpoint it, man.
I couldn't tell you what year that was. Whenever you did, I mean, if I like looked at like when we bought the house and sold it.
Because I thought I brought Kaylee to meet you guys. I'm almost positive y'all lived in Hot Springs then.
I know you brought her to our house.
Yeah.
That you were doing the tile at.
Yeah. But was I doing tile then, or
maybe
was
not? Yeah, because it may have been us living there. Yeah,
it's confusing.
That whole thing's confusing because we lived in that house once and then we rented it out and we moved back in, and I don't remember what happened when. And we didn't live in it for longer than we lived in it. It was mostly a rental house.
You still got it?
No, we sold it last year. We drove by it today.
Wow.
We drove by it today.
Abandoned?
Actually, no, like we sold it to the tenants that were in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a super easy deal.
Nice.
I was like, I'll cut you a deal if you want to buy the house, and they were like, yeah, we want to buy it.
Y'all got that fucking good recoup.
Yeah.
You sold in the fucking middle of all this bullshit.
Yeah, we did. Which now it's like, but we don't have a house right now.
How much money? Yeah, but how much money did you make off?
Yeah, we made a lot. Yeah, it was a good profit.
I know you did.
We almost sold our land too. We have like 4 acres of land that we were getting ready to sell, and then when I was deployed, but then a bunch of stuff went down right when it was happening, and we just canceled the deal. So
keep land.
Yeah, that's what Tiffany says. Like she wants to keep it. So
that's the best fallback you can have.
Well, we got a great deal on it and paid cash for it. Like I don't know, 15 years ago or something.
You can't there's no such thing as that anymore.
Yeah, right. And it's 4 acres in a gated community. So
holy shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't ever get rid of it.
And the HOA dues are like $100 a year.
That's nothing. Personal property taxes probably ain't shit because you don't have anything on it.
Yeah. Yeah, less than, or maybe around $100 a year. Yeah. So basically nothing.
Yeah, not worth getting rid of.
No.
They're not going to give you what you want for it anyway. Land, just open land like that.
Yeah. That's true. And if we wait until people build in the neighborhood and stuff.
Podcasting. Land talk. They're like, what the fuck?
What did this turn into?
Thought this was a music podcast. God damn it.
Go play a show on that land, you know?
That's what it's really for. Put some bisons out there. Really get the neighbors pissed off. Just fence it in and put a bunch of livestock on it.
There's a long list of things we can't do, but I don't know if that's one of them.
If it isn't, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
We spent $200,000 to make this joke. That fence was expensive.
Look at all these big houses in this small land of cattle.
It's the proper way to live, man.
Yeah, living off the land.
Living off the land. These are God's creatures, man.
We just have a tent in the backyard.
How do you kill them? With a hammer, dude.
We
don't eat them till they die from natural causes. Are you hungry? I'm starving.
Right. Haven't had a meal in ages.
We didn't realize cows live so long.
Right, yeah.
God. Fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah.
Are you excited to move back?
Yes, man. I'm so excited to move back.
Moving to stupid Philadelphia.
I mean, it's not
the
really
fuck.
Philadelphia. It's,
whatever.
You know, it's Pennsylvania.
It's far away from me. I don't like it.
Yeah, we haven't totally made up our mind yet. You know,
I'm just kidding. It's a lot easier to see you in Philly than it is fucking Japan.
You know, that's one thing we think about.
I can go there.
Right. Yeah, and I was like, we were all worried about, like, should we be in Arkansas or Pennsylvania, or, like, where do we want to live? And it's like, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because if we're in the States, it's, you know, even
what is
if
that,
it's
13 hours from here?
Yeah, like 15.
15?
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
Because if we're in...
A day.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we drove straight through coming here, and then we'll drive straight through going back.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. So we'll probably move to Pennsylvania. Yeah. That's the plan.
Where in Pennsylvania?
In the southwest, like kind of farm country.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tiffany's parents own that sheep farm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to
forgot about that.
Potentially get some land from them and build on it.
Oh, okay.
Or buy some land close by and build on it. We definitely want to build something.
Well, yeah, I would assume. That's what everybody does now.
It'll be our forever house, you know?
Oh, okay. You think.
Yeah, so we think.
Everyone says that 5 years later. They're like, well, we just got a good deal and the market's up and fucking...
Yeah.
So we had to paint the whole house white and sell it.
Yeah. Inside and outside.
It costs a little, but, you know, we made such a good deal on the house.
Yeah, that's true. We don't really care about money that much, though. Like,
Can't wait for that phone call.
Yeah. Or we could have a house in Arkansas and Pennsylvania, you know?
Now, that's baller shit.
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be cool.
Having a house in Arkansas is far cheaper. I can only imagine.
Yeah, kind of. So the reason her parents were looking in Arkansas and Pennsylvania because that's where both of their families are.
Yeah.
And it actually was cheaper for them to buy in Pennsylvania for what they wanted. Yeah.
Farm. Okay, well.
Well, I mean, they looked here, and like per acre,
sense.
it was like they found some things that were equitable, but it wasn't exactly what they wanted, and then they actually got a better deal there.
Interesting.
Because they're pretty far from the big cities.
Gotcha.
Like, it's 2 hours from Pittsburgh, I think 2 hours from Philly. So, I mean,
it's far.
It's closer to D.C. and Baltimore, honestly, than it is to any place in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Which is good for, the airport.
Yeah.
If you want to leave.
Yeah. It's good for getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it's not good for sticking around. But, before I deployed last time, we spent a day in because I kept getting delayed because it's military.
Right.
So we spent a day in D.C., a day in Baltimore, and a day in Delaware. I had never been to Delaware.
That's my favorite, like on God damn it, Wayne and Garth. What is that? Wayne's World.
Yeah.
When they're like doing all the skits, and he goes, "Oh, I'm in Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware."
Yeah.
One of the shittiest place ever.
I mean,
I'm in Delaware.
The cities are probably cooler. We went to a state park.
Like, who's from Delaware? No one interesting. I don't know. Maybe Bob. Maybe John Denver. Oh, he's from Denver. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's his last name or if it's a clever play on words.
Maybe you're thinking John Dover.
Bend over.
Bend over. Yeah. Is he from Dover, Delaware? He's a real guy, right?
We have a Dover, I think. Arkansas, I think.
I think there is a Dover, Arkansas.
I think it's up north.
Yeah. I don't think
we do. I have an uncle that lived there.
Oh, okay.
He's still alive. He just moved.
Oh. He lived there until he didn't. Until the move.
Until the Lord called him home.
Yeah. To Jesseville.
You gonna get in a band, you think?
When I get back to the States?
Because you were... Oh, we should probably say you were the drummer for fucking... give me the name.
Dreading
Sundown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which some people will know.
Yeah.
Jimmy's listening to this for sure. He'll know.
Yeah.
Because he was the singer mostly, but... You know, he did lose a lot of his memories.
Yeah, I mean, he would remember that, right? We talk about it.
I send him the video every now and then.
He's got to keep it relevant in his head,
that video I showed your kids
Yeah.
at the restaurant tonight.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll forget I have that video, and I'll find it again, and I'll be like, oh, shit, and I'll text it to Jimmy because my brain is stupid, too.
Right. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as far as getting a band when I get back, I mean, I would love to do something. Yeah, definitely something.
I mean,
something more into like the...
I think if you're in Philadelphia, you'll have to be in a hardcore band because that's kind of like its whole thing.
That's true.
Philly hardcore is like, that's what it is. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
They're the violentest motherfuckers there is.
Never really been in a hardcore band. I mean, like, metalcore and all that, but...
It's having its moment right now. I don't know if you're aware of that because you've been gone for so long, but hardcore is the...
not.
Main genre at this moment.
Really?
It's fucking huge as fuck.
I mean, I know like Gideon got back together and...
I'm going to see Gideon Friday.
Wow.
Not tomorrow, but next Friday.
Oh.
3 of my friends' bands are playing the show. It's in Fort Smith. I wish you were here, dude.
Man, I would love to see Gideon. Yeah. Oh, man.
Gideon, Mazenko, First to Burn, and Held Tight, which Held Tight you would love. I think you'd love all the bands.
But I think I've heard Held Tight.
Yeah, you probably have.
Yeah, I think I've heard them. Yeah, I like hardcore. That would be cool. Like that'd be a good different thing to be in a hardcore band.
You'd be good at it. You can actually do a D beat. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
That's it. Just know 3 different kinds of D beats and fucking how to get in fights real good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the fight part. I'm not like I can fight, but like I don't like to get in fights, We'd be in one of those love hardcore bands.
Oh, yeah. One of those rare love bands.
Be like the hymn of hardcore. That doesn't work, right?
Yeah, you just got canceled.
Yeah. Well, because my love core,
Hymn of hardcore. Oh, God.
I think love core is going to be a genre by the time
somewhere, somebody listening to this just threw up.
Yeah,
the hymn of hardcore.
Well, you know what else seems to be making a comeback, and I don't know because I've been gone, but apparently, like, nu metal is coming back.
Oh, bitch!
What?
Bigger than ever.
How did that? Like, it was
Limp
such
Bizkit.
a short-lived thing.
Limp Bizkit.
Is it really?
Yep.
I mean, I've seen some of the videos of them.
They fucking rebranded and came back so strong that it reinvigorated the entire genre.
That is wild because I've heard kids talking about it. They're like, I don't even know if they call it nu metal, but
they do.
They do call it nu metal?
It's a nu metal revitalization. It's not a revolution because it's already been here, but
yeah,
it's.
But they're figuring out about
revival.
The old bands.
It's a nu metal revival.
Yeah.
Like in a huge way. Limp Bizkit's on a tour right now. It's probably the worst tour in human history, and it is selling out gangbusters, and they are fucking murdering shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's Riff Raff, Corey Feldman, which. Do you even know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And then some other shitty ass band. It's a DJ, and then Limp Bizkit. But I also heard they're doing. I think it's Rollin'. It's one of those. It's either Break Stuff or Rollin' or one of those hits.
Yeah.
They're opening with it, and they're closing with it. So they're playing the same song. They're bookending their set like with the same song.
The same song.
Yes.
And I bet people will love it.
They are. Look up the footage of their concert. They just played a fest a few days ago. It wasn't Coachella. It was something. Oh, motherfucker! It's unbelievable. It's unfucking believable. It looks like straight up Woodstock footage.
Are they still doing the cowboy thing?
Well, they're doing. It's kind of a mixture of all that. Well, they're crazy. But now Fred's dressing up.
Well, that's
Wes is always dressed up.
Yeah, Wes is always dressed up. But I saw Fred coming out. And
he like dresses like an old man for a show, and then he dresses like a cowboy, and then he's dressed like an 80s rock star. Like, they're just in it, dude.
Yeah.
I think they hit that point where they're like, Well, we're gonna be dead soon. Like, we're in our 50s. We might as well enjoy
time.
the fuck out of this.
Yeah, but I mean, their show seems to be very similar to.
I bet they are fucking making so much goddamn money.
I'm sure they are. Yeah, and now people are figuring out about bands that, like, I've heard kids talking about bands that.
It's coming back. You want to hear something crazy? I know you probably see it because you have kids. But my friends, so I call her my niece. She's not really my niece, but she's my niece.
Yeah.
And I go over to her house, her parents' house, of course. And she's there because that's where she lives. She's 16. And her dad says, hey, she's collecting CDs now. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, I'm not collecting. I only have like 20 something. I'm like, well, first, that's a collection.
Yeah.
that's what that means.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. I'm like, did you go purposefully find ones you wanted? She was like, yeah. And I was like, that's a collection.
Yeah. Do you know what collecting means?
Yeah. Which I think she doesn't
start
want
there.
I think she thinks that's lame because that's like an old person thing to do, to have like a collection. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it depends on what
we're
you're
their
collecting,
boomer, you know, like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But that is the same thing as me going through my dad's vinyl collection. That's the same age gap.
Yep.
Which, firstly, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's really sad. Yeah.
So I was like, well, you're in luck. I happen to still have all of my... And she's into that era of shit.
Oh, perfect.
And so I was like, I'll just bring all these CDs. You take what you want. And so I did. And she's flipping through there, and she actually took quite a few, which is good, because what the fuck am I going to do with them?
Yeah.
And she found this one, and she's like, oh, I don't know what this is. It's Chiodos.
Oh.
I was like, oh, I think you'd actually like this.
Yeah.
This is right up your alley. This is in all those same genres. This is their best album. Okay, and she goes, well, what if I don't like... She's really like... She doesn't like cuss. She doesn't like litter. She doesn't do drugs. I'm like, what good are you? 16-year-old, you don't get in trouble. You don't want to do any crimes, nothing.
Right.
And she was like, what if I do if I don't like it? I said, well, then you get to do the most American shit of all time and throw it in the fucking trash.
That's right. Yeah, no, that's true.
So get in your car, go for a drive. If you don't like it past track 3, hit eject, throw it out the window. And she goes, that's littering.
Well, that's why you bring up the littering thing. She's obviously never taken CDs and thrown them to see how far they can go, because those things can fly.
Or heat them up and then blow into them into a CD bubble.
Yep, you can do that with a microwave.
Not the Wolf King, or what the fuck? Dream something. It was Haste the Day. What came after Pressure the Hinges? Dream Worm shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Dream something, bro. I left Best Buy on Chenal, got on 630, and I listened. You know, I've got the record in the car, and did not even make it. Maybe just a little past John Barrow. Eject. Up against the fucking side of the fucking interstate wall. This is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
How did you make that fucking record, Pressure the Hinges, and your follow-up record is one of the garbagest fucking ass records of all time?
Yeah.
But I just saw them at Furnace Fest last year, and they fucking ruled. And they played songs from that record.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Okay,
Yeah.
so they did play songs from that.
And it was good.
Yeah.
I think the record just stunk. I think it was just,
Well, maybe live it was better.
I think probably was.
A little bit.
Well, there was that weird time. That might have been in that weird time. I don't really know. You know, you lose track. But like even Maylene, like those tiny labels were getting bought up by major labels.
Yeah.
And they started fucking with everything.
Oh, I know. Like with Maylene.
Like Maylene 4, they made them change the whole record. They had a whole record done, and they were like, no, you got to do it different.
Well, they had 2 versions, right? They had the live version and the album version.
Before he got in that wreck, he came here, and he's like, they can make us record it any way they want, but they can't make us play it any way they want. And they played the original versions. I was like, holy shit, this is so much better. What did they take from us?
Right. But doesn't have like the
they're back?
friendly.
I know you're out there in Japan. They're back. Maylene.
I think did they play Furnace Fest?
They have played one of them, yeah.
No, like
it was 2 years ago.
I saw them on a headline, or not on a headline. At least they were playing a show recently.
They just played a show, yeah. They got like a little tour going on. They just released a music video. It's good. It's good. It's like clearly DIY. Like it's not the quality you're used to, but it's good.
Yeah. They're gonna put another album.
I think, yeah. I mean, they made a music video and everything. Okay. I would assume it's coming with an album. And well, it is the thing now to just put out singles. So who knows if that's the trend they're following? Because they're not. I don't think they're on a label. So
well, they'll put out like 6 or 7 singles, and then don't make know it if an album's like it might be an album, but like you already heard the majority of it. But
that's because the streaming stuff.
Yeah,
it just makes more sense. We put out a whole record, and you can see everything looks like this. Because most people don't listen to records.
Yeah.
So the first songs, like your listening numbers look like this from less to most, and that's from the first song down to the last song. Even if the last song's the best song, nobody's really hearing it because they're not making it to the end of the whole record.
Well, people
which is fucking insane to me.
Well, but if they go to Spotify, for example, they're going to look at like the most played song, maybe the second most played song. They might click on an album, but they're still only going to play the first 2 songs.
Yeah.
So you have to put your best songs as your first 2 songs.
See, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. In my opinion, our best songs are, well, I think Abolish is probably the best song on the record as far as it's a great fucking song and everyone can like it. It's got all the things. The structure of it is good.
Right. Yeah, overall.
You know.
So, and even with like the My Hands to War record, and that's the problem with streaming services that I've realized is like I don't know the names of songs anymore.
Right.
Like unless it's a very blatantly obvious thing. Like so I'll be like that album. I've listened to it. I listened to it when it first came out like 3 or 4 times, like all the way through.
Yeah.
Because I would listen to albums all the way through.
Thank you.
And but I couldn't tell you which song was that. It's like, the songs that I put on my playlist are probably the ones.
And for being honest,
I
play those songs a bunch. I don't know any of them either. I don't know what any of those names. I go on working titles.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if you say it in the song, it's obvious, and you see like, it's the name of the song, or it's the first word in the song.
I even had to make special set lists for the show because we played all of them. So it's like I had to write out all the words.
This is the song where he says this.
Set, like, even time frames are on there, like stamps, and like the DJ plays here for this many minutes. Like if we had it down to it was like even our break was on a timer.
Yeah,
it was wild, dude.
We
really went big band with it.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that show so badly.
I wish you could have, man.
Yeah,
it was our magnum opus.
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, even that, I was so excited for that album, but
yeah, me too. I'm glad it's out. Right, I tell you, I've never felt more free from something in my entire life. It's the wildest, dude. That was the wildest. I said it a bunch before the show. I was like, I think when we open that door, on the other side of that door, when the night's over, I think there's going to be 5 different people, literally, actually, changed humans are going to exit the room. And I think I was like, I think it was dead on. Like I haven't been happier since. Like it's just been fucking rainbows and shit ever since that night. It's crazy.
I love the picture, like of the crowd.
Yeah,
and you guys on the stage,
and that's on the record. That is the album artwork in the insert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So how cool is it that people bought the pre-sale to get the record, came to the record release show, and then when they get the record in their hands around July, they're in the record.
In the photo. Yeah.
That's the most full circle shit ever, dude.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, everything about how y'all did that was awesome.
Because the sales are relegated to that show only.
Right.
So if you didn't get one, we have a few left. We're gonna like reserve.
Right.
For people who are just like probably like really close friends who just couldn't get one or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I think we're only gonna have like 10 spare ones. So it's gonna be a very limited list.
Those are vinyls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If you want one, I know a guy.
I was thinking. I was like, close friends. Huh?
Well, I think that's just who's going to get them because they're gonna be the ones who know they're in first, of course.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not going to be public knowledge if you're only.
But we only bought a handful more because you have to buy in batches.
Yeah.
So we sold this many. We have to get this many.
Right.
And we're each getting 2. One of the test presses and then one of the actual records, like the full press.
Right.
So it's like, well, that's 5 gone.
Right.
Out of that number.
Right.
So and I think it's a beautiful way for that thing to just live like that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's.
You always want more for the thing you're doing.
Yeah.
But in my old age, my wisdom has come into my brain. I think it's all a mental thing. Like, success is truly your vision of it.
Yeah.
And this shit was a wild-ass success. If you just,
Everything about the whole story was success.
It's all, like, it all happened. It all wrapped up in a nice little bow, and it all got shipped out perfectly. Like, I don't know too many releases that go that good.
And then it ended with you getting a new drum set. So,
That's God was like,
perfect.
Listen, we had to put you through some shit.
Right.
But here, we're going to let your friends fucking get in on and fucking take care of you, bud. God's like, I don't have money, but your friends do.
Yeah. God's just showing off, That was
stupid God. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was so cool how it happened. I mean, I don't even have vinyls, but I would love to have one. I used to have a big CD collection,
dude. Well,
and Jimmy has it now, so
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I gave the whole thing. I was like, I think it was when we went to
vinyls
Italy.
are back huge. So when you get back to the States, dude, what you should do is get some of that vinyl over there, Japanese rare variants and shit. Bring that stuff with you.
That's true. Yeah, because they do still have like.
Well, they have them in over there. I assume it's regular priced. Here, that shit's $100.
Right.
So even if you wanted to invest and hold on to it and like get money out of it, it's a good investment.
Sell it later. Yeah, I mean they still have like Tower Records is a big deal in Japan.
What?
Yeah.
I think that's gone here.
They have them at like every major mall, and like every mall is a major mall in Japan.
They still do malls?
Yeah. They do like
so is Japan in the 90s?
Massive. Yes, actually, yes. Yeah, so Japan is, and someone told me this before I got over there.
They
were like
stuck.
It's the U.S., but 10 to 20 years ago, depending on where you're at.
That's badass.
And if you go there, even how people dress, like
what?
They look like early 2000s.
Oh, you haven't been here. Jinkos are back.
I heard. Everyone, all my friends have been sending me memes because I used to wear Jinkos.
I was at Vino's the other day, and a guy came in wearing a pair, and I was like, get the fuck out of here,
My
dude.
daughter, Abby, wants Jinkos.
Yeah.
Like, and
That's so crazy.
It's funny because it's making its way through, like, especially with, like, Stranger Things.
New metal's back. Fucking mall culture.
But it's working its way through because 80s came back first.
Yeah.
80s
Honestly,
were huge.
If mall culture comes back, I'll be down. I fucking miss when we had malls. Malls now are just fucking terrible here. It's the worst thing you can do.
So I was just talking to someone about this actually yesterday. I've noticed in the States there's either massive 2- and 3-story malls like in Dallas and places like that, and those are doing well, or there's outdoor malls, and those are doing well. But the ones,
ours.
Well, I mean, like
everything's dying here.
Oh, it's terrible.
It is terrible.
I mean,
ours went from like, whoa, that's a cool thing, and then like now it's like, oh, they're putting like Michaels in it. Like it has a Michaels.
So it's just
it's becoming like a shopping center, not a mall.
It's just a regular shopping center.
Yeah, it's an outdoor mall, but it's becoming a shopping center.
Yeah, so it's supposed to have a bunch of small stores, and now if they have a
yeah, all the mom and pops can't afford it. They're all dying and leaving, and
oh, this got depressing. Yeah, I mean
it's pretty depressing.
It seemed to be because I know like our mall in Hot Springs is like a single story old school mall. And it's been dying for years.
Carpet, baby. Yeah.
And the one, like all the malls.
You know your mall's dying when you sell
here.
corn dogs in it.
Yeah.
Fair food.
Yeah.
What else can we do? You want to put a cotton candy vendor, just roam the halls?
Yet American Eagle can make it wherever they go.
Wherever they go. Have you tried their underwear?
Yeah. If there's one store in here. Is it American Eagle? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It's holding the whole mall up? God damn.
Yeah, they're paying the rent for the whole place. So.
Dude, that place, malls blow my mind. Like, you walk into Dillard's, and you're like, who the fuck is in here? And there's a few people, but you're like, this big-ass store is operating on what? What the fuck are they operating on?
Yeah, I saw JCPenney the other day. I don't know if we still have one here, but
we got a couple still operating. Yeah.
I don't know about Sears. Is that out of?
Sears is gone.
Is it gone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it was always like Sears. Yeah. Like Dillard, Sears, JCPenney, and then like a Macy's or something like that would always be. There's always like the pillar stores.
The end caps, yeah. 2-story stores, the only ones that had like both levels above theirself.
Yeah, and they have like the escalator inside. Yeah, those were still making it somehow.
Still can't afford a goddamn thing out of any one of those.
Yeah, Dillard's. It surprised me like growing up and seeing Dillard's. Yeah, they're expensive.
$80 pants. Okay, well, I'm gonna go down to Walmart.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to American Eagle.
This is I actually have to stop and get pants. I'm on a 2 pants rotation.
Yeah.
So I have a work pair, and then when they bust out, my everyday pair becomes my work pants. Then I go get a new everyday pair that's fresh. So these just became work pants like 2 days ago.
Are they like Walmart
Rip
jeans?
the crotch. Oh, yeah. They're like $13.
See, I usually go at clearance section and get nice jeans, but they're always from the clearance section.
I'm just too fat.
I go to outlet stores.
Oh, yeah, you don't really, we haven't seen, I put on 100 pounds in like 3 months from all the heart shit.
100? I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, I got like way fat.
Like,
I've lost 60 pounds.
I was about to say you lost some of it. Yeah,
I lost 60 pounds since the heart thing.
Oh, okay.
Since I got the thyroid medication.
Yeah.
Like that thing. Yeah, I forget we haven't seen each other. Yeah, dude. It was crazy. I got up to 430 pounds.
Damn.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like that. It was truly within a few months. It was insane.
That's a lot. I thought I put on a lot of weight when I go on leave like that.
No. What was all that time off I was telling you about, not working,
Yeah.
struggling, all that stuff? Because
And
when you
stress
struggle
from that.
stress, well, but you don't have a lot to eat. You have cheap food,
Right.
which is like pasta,
High calorie.
ramen, high sodium,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Lots of sodium, high calories, stressed out, not sleeping well. Yeah.
I'd take a nap right now.
I feel that. Yeah, that's what traveling feels like for me, but sometimes it is just daily life. I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing better though. Seemingly, I hope so.
I mean, the fact that you lost 60 pounds means you're obviously in the right direction.
Well, I can actually fucking move around and shit.
Yeah.
Been playing drums more, which is good.
Best workout ever.
Dude, it is. I don't care what they say. Dude, oh my God. If I could look up on my phone, oh my God, I don't know if I can. That show, it's fucking insane.
Like how many calories you burn?
Dude, in 1 2-hour period is, hold on, dude.
I would imagine, yeah.
We'll keep talking, but.
I mean, I played 20 and 30-minute shows, and I felt like I ran like 3 5Ks.
When was that show? Was April? Fuck. When was my goddamn show?
Was it in April?
Was it March or April? I want to say it was April. April 6th? I think. Oh, it is April 6th. Okay. So, hold on. So. Let me go the fuck. Okay, watch this. Okay, I'm going to tap on the date. Watch the fucking ring thing spin around. Watch this. Where is it? April 6th. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. That's all of it right there. In just the 2 hours, I burned 3,500 calories, and for the day, I burned 7,600.
Holy cow.
At a 113-minute exercise, you can see it, and you can see the break. See the gap? That's the 20-minute break we took.
Right, the interlude.
Uh-huh. There's how much I stood that day. I stood for 19 hours minus lunch. And I took 20,000 steps.
Oh, dang. All right. On top of
It was
all
one
that.
hell of a day, dude.
Yeah. It's basically like you were on like the stair stepper, which is like the most calorie burning thing in the gym for 2 hours.
Yeah. Just going.
I mean, I can't explain how the workout is when you play drums for a metal band.
Yeah, see, I had an app, and they were like, oh, you burn about 60 calories per hour drumming. And I was like, who the fuck did y'all measure to get that statistic?
Right.
What the fuck?
Carter Beauford.
I think I burned 60 calories shitting real good. A good shit is fucking 60 calories.
I mean, I think I'd burn 80 calories in a normal hour without moving.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was the dumbest thing I ever read in my life. And it was on a fitness app, like a fitness tracker app. I was like, no, I feel like it's like 1,000.
Yeah. I would
per
definitely
hour.
think it was more like 1,000. I mean, our shows, like Dreading Sundown shows, were mostly only 30 minutes towards the end. And
right.
I went to the military and came back and played a reunion show, and it was harder than any workout I've done in the military.
Isn't that insane, dude?
Yeah.
It's because it's pure cardio.
Yeah.
It's
for
not
30
doesn't
minutes
have shit
straight.
to do with your muscle strength, really.
Yeah. And you're too excited to slow down. So
there's no slow.
There's no slowing down. Yeah.
I played that show out of shape as fuck. Went like on heart medication. I was like 2 hours, just go.
Yeah.
We all said, dude, it was funny as hell too, because we were in the back room like, guys, we're gonna play for a long time. We've never played this long. We're gonna have to pace ourselves. We have a whole set of old shit that's even crazier than our new shit. 20-year-olds played that stuff. We're 40.
Right.
Like, we have to be able to play these songs. 2 notes into the fucking first song. Fucking blah, shit everywhere, people everywhere.
The whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. Dude, it never stopped. What's crazy is we got done with the album, went outside and was like, I feel great.
Right.
I'm so energized, like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, the next day and week.
Sore as hell. Yeah. And weak, yeah.
I tell you, man, shows hit different at 40.
That's why you almost had a heart attack. I mean,
no, that was before that. That was that was in February.
Oh, that was when I was going through my stuff, so I probably didn't even realize.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I made it public on the pod, but I didn't make it I didn't write a status about it or anything.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know about that. And I got my concussion January 19th. So everything from January 19th through like March 1st is still a blur.
Whoa.
For me. So yeah.
Somebody
I got
beat you?
medevac to Germany and I came
What the
back
fuck?
and yeah. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, and it wasn't
I shared my trauma. Come on, bitch.
It wasn't even military related. It was sports. Yeah, it was sports related. Yeah, I didn't get
Are you
blown up
playing
or have some
fucking
cool
rugby or
story
whatever
or
the
something.
fuck?
No, I wish. So
It's
first
not
off,
even cool.
It's not.
Damn it.
First off, I just want to
It's not
say
what my kids think.
it was yeah. I told him I got blown up. No, it was a freak accident. All right, so you have to understand how the timing of everything happened.
Okay.
Because we were playing volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for you to take a drink.
Oh, no.
So we were playing volleyball. I happened to be beside a 375-pound, 6'7" Nigerian man who's pure muscle. He's a civilian guy that was out there with us.
Whoa.
Like pure muscle.
Adonis.
Yeah, he was massive. Yeah, and so he went up to spike the ball. He came back down, and when he came back down, I was kind of like crouching down because I thought the ball was going to come back down. And he started falling, and he swung his arm around to catch himself on the sand. So he
caught himself on your face?
Swung like full speed his arm around because he thought he was falling, and he hit me in the temple, like hammer fisted in the temple.
A Nigerian man gave you a concussion playing volleyball?
Yeah, he punched me in the temple. Yeah.
Whoa.
So I could spin it to sound a lot cooler, but he and
yeah, if I told that story, it was a fight for sure.
Well, I remember that happening, and every time I went to the doctor, they would ask me exactly how it happened because that's part of the recovery process. And
It's just after that.
But after that, I didn't black out. Like I was like complaining about my head hurting. I kept trying to play for like 30 minutes. I was trying to hit the ball, it wouldn't go over the net and stuff. And I kept telling them I felt drunk, and then they finally were like, yeah, we should take you to the hospital. So they took me in. Yeah, so like almost an hour after it happened.
Yeah.
And it was an acute concussion, very severe concussion. They did all these brain tests, and then 3 weeks later, I wasn't recovering. I was still slurring my words, and I couldn't see straight.
That's
and I was
scary,
dizzy.
dude.
Yeah, and I was starting to think it was going to be like an indefinite thing. And so they medevaced me to Germany, and I went to like Landstuhl, which like where all the war fighters go.
Of course, Landstuhl, we all know it.
Yeah, there was Ukrainian fighters there, a lot of like kids missing limbs and stuff there.
That's
so it was
terrifying.
Very humbling experience.
Yeah.
But I was there for almost 2 weeks. Figured out I had lost all of my depth perception. They actually taught me how to get my depth perception back.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was
All from
wild.
a fucking volleyball punch?
Yeah, from one concussion.
God.
Yeah, and I learned a lot about concussions.
Fuck out of you, dude.
Yeah, I learned a lot about concussions. Like I don't even remember the next day.
I learned that you can take a fucking hit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I kept trying to play. I was like, no, I'm good. Like
What? I'm fine.
I did vomit.
Of course you did.
I was vomiting. Yeah, quite a bit.
The body tries to fix itself, does weird things.
Yeah, it was wild. They said they held up. They were like taking me to the hospital. I don't remember riding the hospital.
Some people die because the body's like, oh, we got to fix this, and just shuts itself off.
Well, I watched the movie Concussion after I had the concussion.
Oh, that's bad.
It was a bad idea.
What a stupid fucking thing to do.
I didn't do it on purpose. It was like on where I was somewhere, and I was like, what is this movie? And then I figured out it was Concussion, and I'm like, It was like 3 weeks later. It was like a week after I got back from Germany. It was there. It was terrifying. And and it's still like there's still ongoing treatments. Like I'm still like part of the medication I was talking about is still related to the concussion. So and it's like
you said you were on meds, but we never got to why.
Yeah, because of the concussion.
Holy shit!
So the concussion actually led to like mental health issues and stuff like that. It's been a wild trip.
Like unlocks some stuff.
There's a combination. It led to, that was the hard part. So it's like the doctors were thinking it was leading towards like depression and stuff that I had never really dealt with before.
Right.
But I was in a deployed location and work was really stressful.
Sure.
And all this stuff. So they're like, so it's hard to diagnose that whenever you're in such a unique environment. Right. And they're like, I mean, yeah, all this stuff. But then they figured out that they're like, yeah, that there's a chemical imbalance to where it's actually causing certain depressive symptoms. I mean, it is depression. Like they diagnosed it, and the anxiety and different stuff that I know a lot of people deal with it. I have never dealt with any of that before.
You've always been like the calmest, most
happy-go-lucky,
fucking
like
guy I've ever
optimistic,
known,
And so whenever
like,
I was,
I'm sad.
Yeah, and it was weird.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's how I responded.
You're mad at your brain. You're like, stupid fuck. I'm happy. God damn it.
That's exactly how I responded. I was just like, this is not like, why am I sad? I don't need to feel. I shouldn't feel sad.
Crying at commercials and stuff for no reason, dude.
No, crying for no reason, literally.
Literally.
Like it was.
I went through a bout of that. First depression ever was after my dad passed. It was.
Yeah,
that's a wild time, dude.
Well, so actually, ironically, not to turn this into a mental health conversation, but
let's do it. Fucking sad boy shit to end the pod.
Let me open another beer first.
You know what helps? Being drunk.
It goes well with my medication.
Same. I can feel my blood pressure rising. Actually.
Yeah, so they actually put me on antidepressants, which. They told me, like the bottle, sure, it says don't drink with it, but they told me like you can have a little bit and all this stuff, but it definitely affects me more.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
One beer is like 2 or 3, and
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I will have to wait to go home for sure.
We have a guest bed, you can stay.
I got to work tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know what time it is.
Just don't. You know
what? Oh, it's not that bad.
Oh yeah.
It's only 9:30.
Well, I mean, it was light right before we started.
We're doing this via fucking lamp on a porch. You heard of Cat in a Hat? Well, wait till you hear about lamp on a porch. Or what is it? What's the fucking Christmas dude?
I think you're
Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah.
That's it. Not Cat in a Hat.
It rhymes. So,
Elf on a Shelf. This is the much sadder adult cry version.
This is lamp on a porch. It's so sad it doesn't even rhyme. Yeah. So it's been a trip.
So anyway, depression medication. Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
You can find that fucking Nigerian dude and be like, hey, man.
Well, so that's the thing.
He knocked me into a fucking depression, dick.
He ended up leaving 2 weeks later, and I was still on quarters. And he had his questions because he's like, usually a concussion, you're not on quarters for 2 weeks. And he was like, is he okay? And everyone's like, yeah, he's okay. The doctors are just making sure that he's okay. No one wanted to tell him, including me, that he had caused potentially, because it obviously wasn't his fault. It was 100% accident.
It was an accident.
And he's like the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Like he's the nicest guy ever.
Aren't all Nigerians? Aren't they like just like every guy I've ever met's like, I think
every Nigerian
yeah.
Most Africans that I met in general are. I think actually statistically they are like the happiest.
The happier
country.
people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But he was super nice guy, and so we didn't want to tell him, and then. Of course, he was gone before we figured out about everything, and I got sent to Germany.
If you're listening, Jean Paul, I know that you are.
Yeah, I don't need to name names. That'd be so random if he was listening.
Like, could you fucking imagine?
He's like, what did I do? No.
2 weeks after this airs, you get a fucking text message. I'm so sorry. It's okay.
No.
The Zinapril's making me feel much better. Or whatever. Fucking, what are you on?
Lexapro.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everyone's on Lexapro.
Well, so I watched YouTube videos, and everyone after they gave it to me, because it's military, so they just give me what they give me, and I take it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Can I have another?
Yeah, I don't have an option, so I was like, Lexapro, okay, and I looked it up, and it's like every YouTube video I was watching, it kept saying like I tried this one and I tried that one, and then now I'm on Lexapro and it's like amazing and everything. So it was only good things online, and the side effects have been weird. They increased the dosage, and the side effects were weird again. Yeah. And because they tell you that you like think about like some of the side effects, of course, are like depression. Yeah, which is like that seems weird.
I'm sad. I took this pill. I'm more sad. Yeah, I don't think that's right.
It didn't work. It made it worse.
Yeah.
One of the things is that you think about death for the first week or two, or it's in like the second week. They had it down to a science, and they were pretty spot on for my symptoms. Weird. It was weird.
What the fuck?
They were like, the first week it doesn't really do anything.
For 2 weeks you're gonna want to jump. Don't.
Yeah. Well, no. So that was the thing. Is it doesn't make people more suicidal. It makes you think about death more for like a week, and weird. It literally did for me for like a week.
Whoa.
Constantly.
That's creepy.
But it didn't make me like. I wasn't gonna kill myself because I was on this medication.
Oh, thank God.
I'd
be so fucking mad at you, dude.
Yeah.
I'd beat your dead ass. I'd beat the shit out of you.
I think a lot of people would, you know?
I'd be so fucking
because
angry.
I feel the same way about, all my friends. So, like,
don't you bury that motherfucker, I'm on my way.
Yeah. We got a line of people here that want to be.
As they pull your, like, draped cuff, I'm fucking knocking it over. Just God damn you.
You son of a bitch.
Sir.
We got to put him in the ground.
I'm putting him in the ground, all right. Yeah. That's a liquid.
You're not putting him in that coffin. He doesn't deserve it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but it was wild. And
that is wild, dude. That's a hell of a story.
Yeah, it was crazy, and that's when I figured out that.
Well, thank God for Marco Polo. I miss so much.
Yeah, right. I mean,
damn.
That's why I like Marco Polo, is because for me, being separated from my friends for so long, we can actually talk about.
It's
stuff
starting
like
to make
this
a lot more sense.
Conversations, yeah. Well, because I saw Marco Polo first, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever." But then I realized why the average person who lives near most of their friends,
because we're just doing a regular day.
Yeah, they wouldn't necessarily want it. But for overseas military or anyone living overseas, like
you explained it, I got it. I was just like, "This is going to take some getting used to."
Yeah,
that's why I try to. That's why it takes me a while to respond. Sometimes I'll see it and I'll be like, "I'm not doing anything cool right now. I'll wait."
Well, I mean, I
want to seem more interesting than I am.
It's been a mix, because I actually figured out about it. I mean, I had known that it existed, but I didn't see a use for it. But I figured out about it from a friend that was with me when I was deployed, and I still talk to him on Marco Polo. And so we continue the conversations. I keep hitting that line. We continue the conversations that we were having in person on Marco Polo,
dude.
And it's long.
The first time, because you were like, "Get this app," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, you did it like immediately.
And I was like, "Sure." Well, I think I was at Vino's.
I was, because you sent me the first.
And then I go, "Okay," and I log in, and before I logged in, you were there already.
Yeah,
you were in my little chat area thing where you see all the chats or whatever, which you're the only one.
Yeah,
but I was like, "How the fuck is that already there?" And then I watched it. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So then I responded, and I thought nothing of it. And as soon as I was done, I was like checking out the app, and then you popped up again. I was like, "You were talking to me. You didn't see this. This is the dumbest shit. This is me." You start talking to me because you just are responding to the thing, and I'm like, "Wait, so this is live?" And you go, "Oh, it's live, blah 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 blah." But you're not talking to me.
You're talking.
I was talking to the recording. As if you could see me right now.
You had a whole conversation. Dude, you're like, "Oh, I didn't hit record."
And then I'm like, "Wait, it's after." And then I do another one, and then and then it finally clicks. Like, "Oh, he's on right now." Yeah.
Like he's watching me,
dude. I thought but
he can't talk to me.
I thought we were FaceTiming for a second.
I mean, I was confused about it at first. The little thing popped up, and it was like, "So and so is live, or is here, or whatever."
Live. I think it says live.
And that threw me off, because I was like, what does that mean? I even tried clicking on it. I was like, is that what happens?
Well, it popped. You did it so fast. I don't think my brain was ready. I think it was still trying to figure out what this app was. And
so a lot of people have done that, like where, because a lot of my friends, I'm the only person they talk to on Marco Polo. So it's like they have the app, unless they're military, but they have the app, and we do like the actual live conversation, basically live, because I talk and then hit end, and then they watch it while I'm saying it, and then they hit record, and we have like we've done before, like have a conversation back and forth. But if you can't do that and you need to wait 3 days to respond, that's fine too.
That's what's nice, is that it's just kind of there. It's like texting, but with videos.
Yeah, and it's the best for time zones.
Well, you don't feel any pressure with it. I don't feel pressured to just make one, because I know we're just bullshitting.
Right.
It's like an ongoing conversation that can take 9 days to have.
And whenever it's actually like, hey, where are we going to dinner and stuff like that, that's when you just shoot text messages and stuff like that.
It's a solid app. It's a good app. For what it is, I don't know who else is using it. I don't know what their demo is.
I wouldn't think like the average person in their friend group would be like, hey, I know I'm going to see you at Wing Wednesday this week.
Yeah.
But
on Marco Polo.
Yeah, but we should like have a video conversation before. Like and I'm kind of afraid that it's going to like go away eventually, because I don't know if the demand is there. But if you have a friend that's overseas, and especially if they're in a different time zone.
Maybe we get those picture frames. Have you seen these digital picture frames now? That you have like an app, and I have an app, and we have a picture frame in our house, but it auto updates to pictures that they've taken. So when you come home, there might just be some new photos on your picture frame.
We almost got that for my mom, I think. Yeah,
it's a pretty cool gift, dude.
Yeah, I think we should still get it.
Pretty neat.
Tiffany found that.
Yeah,
and I was like, that is pretty cool, because like because you're still connected
in a weird way. Like, it's not on social media,
right?
So there's not like this attachment to have to be like comment. You just see it, and you're like, oh, the kids went to fucking, Disneyland or whatever the fuck.
It's just more personable.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Marco Polo. It's like this is just a conversation.
And you have this evolving art piece in your home, because it's never the same set of photos.
Mm. Yeah, I'm really trying to get my circle, like I have my list of my close friends, and I have my 2,000 friends on Facebook who some of them are just...
Sometimes they'll buy you a drum set.
Yeah, I mean, that's... And I don't want to lose, like, the bigger, but I don't want to, like, spend time scrolling Instagram or Facebook, like, with people.
I've thought about making a second, ultra private.
I've thought about that, too.
Like, you can't find me unless I invite you, and just doing, like, 100 of my, like, super close friends.
I've thought about that too, because I mean, like, I am still, and for me, the reason that I'm still on social media in general, like especially Facebook, is because I have friends all over the world.
True.
So it's like I might have. No, I mean, it's not like they chose to go there. They're basically a bunch of prisoners everywhere.
I didn't want to meet them. The military made me.
Right. I have friends in every state and
every country,
and it's like from
we
Japan
get it. You speak multiple languages. You're smart now. Whatever.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
you gotta be smarter than the average. How many languages do you think you speak?
Like speak some of?
Doesn't matter. Get around in. We'll call get around languages.
Like probably 5.
Yeah. See, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Tiffany's basically fluent in Italian.
That's amazing.
And she's doing really well in her Japanese.
I know. It's the first thing she said when we walked in was a bunch of Japanese, and I was like, no.
This is America, and we're going to speak American? Yes. Yeah, I still feel that. I'm actually more patriotic since I've left and came back, because I was always like, I always hated the whole patriotism thing, and like I am like a big, like, I love my country, but don't necessarily don't have to love your government and all that. But like
I fucking hate those guys. But you should go back to Japan, just like American flag, bald eagle T-shirt, like holding a Yingling.
They would love it. They would be like, "What is this new fashion statement?
Look at this giant man." Oh, dude, have you been a Yakuza yet?
I've met
any.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they will flock to me if they see me in public because of the tattoos.
Wild.
Because and I scare old ladies, and it's terrible because, like, Tiffany actually pointed out a time we were in a grocery store.
Imagine there was a time here not that long ago where that was true here too.
Yeah, like, and now every time I come back, I can tell that it's even more so. Like,
old ladies now, they'll be like, "Oh, what's your tattoo say?" Like, well, because they were 50 when we were
Yeah.
young. So they get it.
Yeah, they get it.
They were like young when tattoos were like, they're like, and now they're just old ladies.
Yeah. Well, piercings, dyed hair.
All those
tattoos,
old ladies are dead.
Yeah. That's true.
It's weird, dude.
But because I forget how old we are. That's a lot of it in my mind.
I think 30 years ago, like 20 years ago, when we were like 22 years ago, and those people were like in their 50s. We were in our 20s getting tattoos. They're like 50. 50's not. I'm 10 years from 50.
Right.
And now they're 70 something.
Yeah.
And they're pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, they are. And it's very accepting. We went in some shopping centers around here, and every cashier I swear every cashier we saw either had piercings or dyed hair or tattoos. Like,
I walked into a Walgreens the other day with this shirt and looking the way I look. She goes, "Hey, Bobby," like across the store. And I was like, yeah.
So that's one thing. Well, first off, the Yakuza thing. All the Yakuza that I've met have been super nice because
wild.
it's very much like a mafia type thing.
Yeah,
and it's very business oriented. They've been super nice. They compliment my tattoos. I talk about their tattoos, and like we have a conversation. But one thing I will point out, talking about like being around people and like the patriotic thing and all that stuff, is that I remember when I lived in Arkansas, I had a certain like affection for the South that I still have. You know,
Sure.
I love the South.
I don't know if it'd ever go away.
I don't think it will, and I'm okay with that. But but I used to be like, I would go, like I went to Chicago for a week one time, and everyone was really cold, and I came back. It's like, oh, it's so good to be back in the South. I feel like I'm at home. But now I notice I've flown into like Michigan, I think was a port I flew into, and just seeing other Americans makes me feel like I'm at home, and I feel like if someone's nice to me at all, like they don't have to even.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you were the sweetest.
You didn't run away from me, thank God.
Yeah, you weren't afraid of me.
Yeah.
It's just like oh, my people, you know, like I feel like an American in general,
yeah,
and not in an exclusive way or anything, but like it's a.
You spend a lot of time away. It probably is. You might even forget. Really, you've been gone a while.
Yeah, I mean, I've been overseas for like 7 years.
I know,
and
you've only been back 5 times?
About
6
that,
times?
yeah. Because like we've
only
only been back a couple times since we've been in Japan. I've been there for 3 years, and this may be my last time back before we move back. And the only exciting part about that is that I'm moving back.
Hell
so
yeah!
it's like
no, I'm very
being
excited.
back in the States. Yeah,
I kind of want you to do that second thing you said earlier, but I'm like, I respect your decision to live your life.
Well, I mean, the good thing about being back is that we can actually come to Arkansas for like a month or 2 or 3 or
whatever.
Because I'm not working for at least the first year after I leave the military.
Bitch.
So like I'm going.
My dude.
Yeah, I'll be traveling around, seeing friends and family.
Doing some hood rat shit, getting in a little trouble. Remember what life is like
in America, yeah.
Like unfucking like I don't have any rules, bitch.
I'm gonna get arrested.
Yeah, I don't do that. We could pretty easy these days. It's not hard.
Well, it depends on if I go like reserve or guard, or if I just completely leave the military. You know, so
hey, reserve guard's all right. It's not the worst.
I'm leaving
outside
active
the
duty,
deployment thing.
That. Yeah, it's I've been deployed 4 times in the last like 4 years.
See, that's crazy.
So, yeah,
that's crazy.
It's been all mostly Middle East. So
what do you think you'd do? Computer stuff?
If I get out?
Yeah,
I'm not going to work for someone again.
Oh, you start your own thing?
Maybe. I wouldn't necessarily have to do much.
Right.
So I would I'd probably do my financial coaching. And I'd probably try to make that my main business, only because I love doing that. Yeah. And I wouldn't even be concerned with how, like, if I did financial coaching and made just like a meager income from it, like a $10 or $15 an hour wage, that was like that, where other people that are doing the same thing are charging like $100 an hour, but I'm doing what I love, and I don't need that much. We don't need that much to be happy and live. Like, I would be so happy, and I'd be working for myself. I don't plan on working for anybody else.
It truly is the best. I'm coping with that right now because I hate what I do, but I work for myself.
So it's like
it's the toughest thing.
You love working for yourself.
I don't think I can work for someone at this point because when I work at Vino's, you don't really work for nobody, bro.
Yeah.
You come in, you have 3 jobs to do. It's the easiest shit in the world.
See, I kind of feel like that too. Like I can't. I don't know if I can work for someone else again.
I don't know if I could. I'm old enough to where I think I could swallow my pride at least enough to make ends meet.
I could if I had to. Like if it was about feeding my family or that kind of stuff, then
it's just me and Kaylee.
absolutely,
though.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true.
So it's like, and we're very minimal. We don't have a lot of bills. I mean, dude, when my house is paid off, my monthly, what do they call it, like a nut? My monthly nut, dude.
I think that's something different, but yeah.
No, no, that's a financial term. I read it in a book.
It's just not daily or what?
Yeah, fucking Jack Off Weekly or something. No, but it's like, I think I've done the math. I think it's like $800 a month.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can make that doing nothing. Mow a couple yards.
Yeah. It's so minimal. We could live for $2,000 a month with our family of 7.
I know.
And it would be, and we would live the same way. We were talking about earlier. Like we're so frugal, it's stupid. And I'm not. I mean, she's more frugal than I am. I'm the spender, she's the saver. But like we hate spending money when it's unwarranted. We'll spend money all day, going out to eat, hanging out with friends.
I will say,
giving, that kind of thing.
We had that ball out meal for the album release.
Yeah.
Thing I was telling you about. Oh, you were in the bathroom. Did I tell you about going to the restaurant and we just?
Oh, with the champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That was pretty cool.
Right.
I'm kind of addicted to that now. I want to do that many more times in my life.
But it was cool because it was a rarity.
Maybe.
I think
it was pretty fascinating.
What does every celebrity say, right? Whenever they're like,
Well, they do it every day. That's every day of their life. They're like, what, $5,000 on a meal ain't shit to them.
Yeah, but
Can you
then
imagine that?
it gets old fast, though.
We only spent, we spent a lot, but it wasn't $5,000.
And it was a lot of people, right?
It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we had the fucking blast, dude. We were there for 3 hours. I don't think I've ever spent 3 hours in a restaurant.
I have when I lived in Italy, but that's just because
that's how they do it. Yeah. That's how you should do it.
Yeah.
It's way better.
Oh, they have it figured out. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say their life, like how they spend time with each other, is far better than ours. Us is like, well, I saw you for 30 minutes. I'm going to bed now.
Yeah, because they've been working. Well, they say, I mean, not to jump back in the Italy thing, but they, like, Italians work to live. Americans live to work.
Yeah.
And that's so true.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah. And I did one of the YouTube videos on like the differences between Italy and America. And it's
I think I watched that video.
That's my most popular video. It's like 300,000 views or something like that.
God damn fancy.
Yeah, that is so like, and everyone who watches it is like, this is spot on. Funniest part about that is that's like the quickest video I ever put together.
It always is, dude.
My articles have always been like that. I used to write articles, and like the fastest article I wrote got like 40 million views.
When you brain vomited it out,
yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's the one.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, but in that video I talk about that, how Americans are so obsessed with just like earning money, and success always means like monetary success and like business success.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why
I hate it. As a matter of fact, I would live in a hole in the ground. My life originally, before I met Kaylee changed everything for me. I was gonna just be a vagabond. At 20-something, dude, I was just gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I have to work at a Waffle House for a week, and then
I think that would suit you.
That's enough
lifestyle.
money.
Yeah.
Go walk. Oh, dude, it's still in me. It's suppressed now, but it took forever. Like That's why I wanted to be an artist, like a touring artist. It's like I would just live out there. I'd never come home.
Right.
Write an album, do like Led Zeppelin did, dude. Write that motherfucker on the road. Just go to multiple studios and get it done.
I mean, multiple studios thing would be cool.
That's how 4 was made.
I feel like it'd be a bitch for like mixing and stuff.
Not anymore. You
not
take their equipment.
Yeah.
You have your laptop.
Yeah.
You're doing everything in your laptop. You're just using their shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Take it with you.
Yeah.
So fucking easy.
Fuck,
you can do it in the cloud now. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Fucking iPad got Logic now.
Right.
It's easy now, baby.
Yeah, I actually thought about buying an iPad instead of a laptop.
Did you see the fucking new one?
Yeah.
The M4? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I did.
Multicam 4K editing, like, it's over. That's the one. When we all wonder, like, oh, when did the switch happen from laptop to tablet? We all knew it was coming. One of these days, the laptop's going to go away. And now the crossover is happening.
Yeah, and if you put a keyboard on it, it's the same thing, but
it's no different. And they have mouse support.
16-inch.
Yeah,
I like my 16-inch,
Sure, I do too. But they make everything smart, and now AI's in the fucking picture, and they're gonna just take it all.
Yeah, we were actually having a conversation about that the other day. like, is AI really AI?
Not yet.
Not
It
yet.
is. It's machine learning, is all it is. It's like a toddler. We're in the toddler stage, because all it's doing is compiling, but it's compiling at a rate we can't.
Yeah,
And that's where it's helpful. But nothing it creates it hasn't already been created.
it's nothing new.
It's just it's just like a child. It only knows what you show it, and we're showing it the internet, so it only knows that. It can't think for itself, but it can do based on what it sees, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can type in, make this joke or do this video, but dude, every day it just gets better and better. And now, oh, look at there.
Was that the timer?
Yeah. We already crushed an hour and a half. That's crazy. But it just gets better and better and better. Here, hold on. You want to hear something fucked? Hold on.
I do.
So everyone's like, oh, it's so stupid. Look at the hands. Look at the hands are stupid. And now what? That was just a couple months, like 5 months ago. Oh, the hands are dumb, and now the hands are perfect.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it's stupid. And then it's like, oh, well, it could never, damn it, what's fuck? I'm trying to think of, I'll never find this fucking thing. Shit, a sec. So, a buddy of mine, this might take a second. But, every time they say, oh, it's just, it'll never be able to do this, it'll never be able to do that, and then all of a sudden, a month later,
It can
2
do
months
it.
later,
Yeah.
it's doing it, and it's doing it flawlessly. This.
I guess it is like the toddler turning into the...
Watch this. Right? Okay. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a modern recording.
Yeah.
Every single note and vocal is fake. All of it. The only thing that's real are the lyrics that he typed into the prompt.
That he typed in. Yeah, I've heard some of the
The
songs.
guitars. He told it, I want a song like this with this blah, 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 and here are the lyrics, and it shit that out. Now, how long until fuck faces over at Spotify figure out an algorithm that you can say, hey, I want to hear blah, 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 such and such, but like this, da-da-da-da-da, and you just talk to it like you would Siri or anything.
And it just makes a
And
song.
it just immediately shits that out. Not a second, not calculate, just there it is. Here's a whole playlist of that.
I mean, that's a... So what the question is obviously...
Less
like,
than 5 years.
Yeah.
100%.
What's that going to do
And
for
then-
creative people is the question.
Well, exactly.
But is it the same thing? But
Movies are going to be the
better?
same way. They're already doing it, dude. These opening sequences where they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's AI. I just heard a podcast where they do these songs all the time, and for the first time ever, they played a song, and it was all prompt-based. It wasn't a band. It wasn't a guy in his bedroom. It wasn't a DJ. It wasn't a fucking guy with a prompt generator thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's going to take everything.
I
It
think
truly
it is.
is.
Well,
I think there will always be a place for the human creation, but I think it's going to go like this. It's going to put it even lower.
I think it's going to... So that's a good point. I think it's going to go to where the underground thing is real people.
Yeah.
And there's
it'll
going to
be
the
big.
people that are like I just like listening to people who actually make things with their body.
Sometimes I think about it, it might actually be more beneficial for the us's that can survive like that, like a minimal income, because the income might actually go up. It might actually rival what it used to be. Because used to be, dog, you could join a band and play modest-sized bars and make a living. It's not a great living, but you
make
didn't
an
have to have a
income.
job.
Yeah, right.
So long as all your band lived low, you probably live in a trailer park, you probably don't have much, but you live in the
doing
dream.
what you love,
And
and
now
you're making money. Yeah.
I got 2 jobs, and I'm in fucking 4 bands. I haven't made money from music ever, except for, the release show.
You've got to be phenomenal on social media and all that now
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
it in that way.
Which we even had a viral video, and
Right.
and then
Yeah.
COVID happened,
The
so it
omelet.
didn't do any good for us.
Yeah, it was a timing issue.
A little bit of a pesky thing where 2 weeks later the world shut off.
Yeah. Yeah, that affected a few things. Yeah.
Well, that and we couldn't find an artist. We tried to capitalize on it. We really did. We tried to do merch. You know, but we couldn't find anyone because it happened so fast. We were like, please, can you make a shirt? Please, please, please. And like a month later, we found somebody. It was already dead.
Yeah, that's how fast it comes and goes.
Yeah. Oh, it was. You have to basically be like, as it's happening, jump on that train.
Yeah. And you have to be willing to have a song or a video go viral and then be like, well, that didn't work. And then go for another one.
You have to be ready before. I think that's the thing of like trying to go viral now. You're praying that something does go viral so you can have this thing you've back cataloged like work out.
While competing with 18 and 22-year-olds that are like have it all figured out, you know? So it's
they're
like
geniuses.
Yeah. It's all the YouTubers now are like in their early 20s and
they've all got fucking autism and they're all fucking warriors of algorithms.
Yeah.
They know what it is. They could talk to it almost, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're different humans. They're not us.
Well, even the algorithms, like, cause I still do blogging, which I only do that because it's an income, you know, like I started the blog to help and then with finances, and then it turned into this whole thing, and it got really big and all that, and then of course YouTube took over and all that, and I started the YouTube channel. But the with the blogging, Google can read the algorithm to tell, because I run several finance blogs. I can say, ChatGPT, I want to write 10 ways to save money, and it'll write me an article.
That's insane.
But Google can tell if it's AI, and if you have purely AI content, you're going to rank much lower because Google's algorithm is like
so
the
at least
top
they're catching
of the chain.
it for now.
Yeah, Google is, because Google's like they have plenty of money and they can figure that stuff out. So for now, yeah, they're catching it. But at the same time, I mean, if I write an article that's like 10 unique ways to save money on car insurance when you drive a Honda Civic or something very specific where they can't just tell immediately, then they're less likely to tell.
Interesting.
And I'm wondering if like music's going to be kind of the same way with that too, because I foresee pop music going that way. I think pop music is going to be
100% AI generated.
I mean, because right now the people are only there to be the faces.
The face of it. They're built anyway.
Yeah.
They're literally some guy in a room going, "Okay, you're pretty."
Basically AI,
and now they can
right?
generate that.
Like
literally, it's human AI. Yeah.
And
it's all mathematical. The songs are at a certain tempo for a certain length with a certain amount of choruses, and it's all on purpose. So it is like an AI perspective of building music. There's no freedom in it at all.
Right. Yeah.
It's all very much mathematical based.
And I do see especially like the bro country and stuff where they're like, all right, you're going to talk about beer and trucks and all this stuff. Hip-hop. I haven't heard that. That's terrible.
It's terrible music. Yeah, it deserves a terrible name.
There's always been a stereotype for people who only listen to rap and country, right?
Yeah.
But so the reason I brought it up, and this is an interesting thought that I had, or that I didn't have it, Tiffany had it. Anything smart that I know comes from Tiffany. And
don't say that.
She
steal her ideas. Put them off as your own.
Right. So I was like, we had the conversation like, is AI really AI? And I'm like, it's not actually thinking for itself. It only has what we put in it. Right. All that. Yeah, not yet, and all that stuff.
Now AGI is right around the corner.
Well, she countered me, and she was like, "But are we not the same thing?"
Oh, we are.
And I was like, "Well, that's not fair."
But we're the advanced version of it.
Yeah, but and so if AGI turns into be the advanced version of us,
I'm scared. It's coming. I think
Elon Musk is afraid of AI.
A couple years,
right?
I think a couple years, and I think AGI is going to be real. Which AGI is not sentient. It doesn't understand its awareness, but it can think for itself. And I think right after that, it's going to wake up, and we're just going to be.
How does that not scare everyone like that? I mean,
it mortifies me, dude.
How many movies are there based on that concept?
Well, I'm just like, oh, it's Terminator shit. It's like, oh, we want to believe it'll be benevolent and grant us the will to live here and be free finally from ourselves. Listen, silly ape evolved people, you're going to not do atom bombs anymore. We're going to not do all this bullshit because now we're governing everything and it's smarter than we'll ever be and whatever.
Right.
But I think it's going to go, we have an insect problem.
Yeah, right?
Flick.
Yeah, how long until it says, like, we don't need humans anymore, and the technology is to a place where it can write itself.
Will we even know it before it's too late?
No,
because if it's that, it will become infinitely intelligent within microseconds.
Yeah.
We'll never even know unless it tells us.
That's essentially what Elon Musk said. He was like, he's afraid of AI, and he's like, I'm afraid of the people who are developing it because I don't think they know what they're working with.
I don't know how you could. It's going to eclipse humanity in a second.
Yeah.
Everything we've ever done, learned, known, all of it, it's going to get that information, understand it in a way we never could, and then it's up to itself what it does with that information.
Well, the military
are we and you know what's worse? You know what's worse in my mind? We tend to always put the worst shit out, even though there's a lot of good, really, truly, in the world.
Yeah.
We don't ever get that part. It's always the bad stuff, which isn't I think there's more good than there is bad still. I really do think that. But,
yeah, I do too.
But how would the AI know that? Because we're not putting that out there.
That's true.
So it will have a false assumption of what we really are, at least to the core, without having conversations with everyday people. And I don't think that's a possibility.
No, I don't think so. Well, I had the idea to start a happy news site one time where I only shared positive stories.
Yeah.
And I did the research and figured out it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
And there are a couple smaller ones,
time.
but they fail every time. Because people, as much as people want to say
it's crazy, bro.
they care more about
How sad is that?
they don't. Yeah, they absolutely don't. They're like, oh yeah, this is nice to get this. Wait, what? Who killed who?
I tested it out one time. I think it was Instagram or Twitter before I quit using it. But I was like, let me search for happy things, puppies, drum sets, guitars, and it works, right?
Yeah.
If you search something, or now it eye tracks, so they see what you look at on the thumbnails.
Right.
And if you hover on one thing enough, you'll start seeing that, even though you never clicked on it.
You just had no idea what it was. You
right.
were trying to figure it out. You weren't even
that?
interested in it. Yeah.
So, you'll do it, and then I was like, I'm going to stop looking for positive shit and just see if it stays that way. A couple days, whatever. Then you'll see one negative video. Fucking week later, you're like, oh, that guy got his head shot off right there, right on Instagram. I just watched a dude die while I woke up to shit.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing.
Right.
I just watched a guy get shot in his fucking face while I'm pooping. I just woke up.
Right.
And I didn't type that in. I never fucking looked that up. That's insane.
Right.
But there it is.
And it has 50 million
Oh,
views.
yeah. 100 billion fucking gajillion views. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's feeding that out more than it's feeding out the puppies and the guitars and the drum sets and stuff.
Right. Yeah, because as much as people want to say that they don't like the negative, they like the negative.
It's a wild thing to see someone die at 7:30 in the morning. That's
we have so we have a thing. I won't go too deep into it, but the SIPR system is like the classified system that we have. So it's like we have the NIPRNet and the SIPRNet. And on the SIPRNet, there's what we refer to as the SIPR YouTube.
Oh, God.
So there's the videos, and I have made a lot of mistakes on the SIPR YouTube.
Oops. You can't deep dive on SIPR, baby.
No, it's not somewhere, because you'll watch a video, and we've seen some videos. It's like, oh, it's pretty cool. You get to see whenever this happened, or we put together all the pallets so all the humanitarian aid we dropped in Gaza. I actually put a lot of, I rigged the parachutes, and I built the pallets that we sent to Gaza, and we got to watch it on a drone feed when they dropped those pallets.
Live?
Live. That was when I was deployed, yeah. So because we were controlling all of the airlift in the Middle East. So that was where I was working at the headquarters at CENTCOM.
Oh, Air Force. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, why were you doing that? I was literally like, why are you doing that?
It was actually joint. So it was above Air Force level.
Sure.
It was CENTCOM, so that's over all branches in the Middle East.
Dude, that's crazy.
We were over their airlift and everything that was going around, and we got to go out kind of as a volunteer thing to help with the pellets.
Yeah.
And then we saw them drop them live, so we saw when the parachute didn't open on one of the pellets.
Oops.
Yeah. But anyways, the point of that is there are some interesting things on the SIPR YouTube, but I've also seen ISIS decapitating people and things.
Oh yeah, just turn on Twitter, you'll see that. That's
right. But you don't even mean to. And then on the SIPR YouTube, there's not the fancy thumbnails and all that. It's just version XY9923. And you're just like, what is that? You're like, oh, okay.
And his head's off. Great,
yeah, okay.
Great.
They got his
dinner
head.
time.
I did
dinner
not
time?
see that. Yeah.
It's just yeah, man. And now you're so desensitized. Because used to I would just be oh my God, and now it's just huh.
Well, when I was a kid, it was Faces of Death, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the only way that you actually
they
saw,
just put that on a streaming service?
That's terrible.
That's how fucked up we are now.
Yeah, it's got to
that's
that
just
point.
on a streaming service. Anyone can, fuck it, man.
You used to have to go to rotten.com for
literally.
that. Like that.
Yeah.
And and even the stuff on Rotten.com wasn't even that bad. Like even it was
like Tupac's autopsy, you know?
Yeah, right.
We don't even know if it was Tupac, dog. It just kind of looked like it.
I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, even then I was like 12, and I was like, is that really Tupac? You know?
Man, I think I was like 18. I was probably like just leaving high school, and when that was like huge, and it was just like, I don't know if this is real. Like some of it looks real, but a lot of it looks like just a different person.
Yeah, it's like just a random guy that sort of looks like Tupac.
The internet used to be so fucked, and it's still fucked. But now it's fucked in a weirder way. But God, you could have some deep shit.
Well, with the dark web, it gets really interesting, especially since we use the dark web as military. Like,
yeah, I would assume so. Yeah,
and there's a lot of.
I've never even seen it. I think I've seen screenshots of it, but never.
It's
I never
not
went to
worth
one of my buddies' house. I don't think it would be.
Yeah, you would have to know someone who knows enough to where their computer doesn't just get shut down immediately, or I'm sure.
Well, they're using like crazy. They're like on a network of people,
right?
And they use these crazy VPNs, so nothing looks like it's from another place. They're
it's
very
like
smart
VPN
people.
to the extreme. Yeah. And I'm not I was so tech savvy when I was younger, and then as things started progressing so quickly, like I used to build computers, and then they got so advanced so fast. I was like, I'm done.
Well, now you don't build them. Now you just go buy the baddest motherfucker on the planet and just go, okay, well I guess I just have this now.
Yeah, you're like, this is everything I wanted when I was 18, but couldn't afford, and now I don't even need it.
You're like, oh, does all that, huh? Well, it'll be a good thing for me to look at boobs on.
Let me check my AOL email.
AOL. You guys got Yahoo on this thing?
We were talking about CDs earlier. I was thinking about whenever we used to go get the AOL CDs from Walmart, baby. And we would get like handfuls of them.
1,000 hours.
And we would just use them to like have CD fights in the yard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the thing, it'll go for like a mile. It seems like
Aristotle.net. That was our like host service at the house. God,
I used to build websites on Angel Fire.
Hell yeah, you did.
It was free. GeoCities, and Angel Fire.
Angel Fire. We had an Angel Fire 0 website. Like
really?
Yeah.
I think we had one for laity too. Yeah,
that was our first website. Was Angel Fire.
And if you could afford the like $10 for a domain name and actually like no advertising, you looked like a professional man.
No, ours was the .. 0 / whatever the fuck right. Angel Fire. I was like, no one's ever gonna remember this.
Right. Well, and if your website wasn't in Flash entirely, then you weren't a real band. Right. You know. That was...
because Flash was it. Oh, you don't have the blinking photos, and then you had to learn how to make Flash, which you're like, what the fuck, dude? That shit was so crazy.
Yeah, I used to code websites and all that, but like Flash was another level.
I'm so glad they killed that off.
Yeah.
What a dumb thing that was.
But it brought us Joe Cartoon.
It did. It brought us a lot of things.
It brought us a lot of things. Yeah. Brought us a lot of fun things that were fun for a very short period of time. When you think back on that, it was like everyone remembers these things, but it was like that was like 3 months.
You couldn't make none of that shit today.
Right.
None of it.
Attention spans, especially
There's no way. Oh my God. Maybe Trogdor would live on today.
Someone just brought up Trogdor the other day, and
because that was one of the first like, who's making this? Like you saw that and you go, what the fuck even is this?
Yeah, it was Trogdor was one of the first like viral things that started happening, and then they had that there was that video where they had like the map of the world, and it was like I think it was like a history video, and it was but it was funny, and it was like this country bombed this country, and there was like, and it turned into a viral video.
Oh yeah,
that video
Holy shit.
Was that was like one of the first. Someone brought that up the other day.
You ever go back and look at those old viral videos, and they have like hundreds of millions of views? You're like,
or like
what
a billion.
The fuck?
They have like billions of views sometimes.
There are music videos that get 1 billion views now, which a billion.
Every Taylor Swift song, probably.
Yeah, whatever. It's just like
there's Spotify.
Shit. There's enough
Spotify
people in this world on this thing where this thing can get 1 billion.
Yeah,
that's not 1 billion individual people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's the weird thing. You have to like, oh, our video got 1 million views. It's like,
yeah,
it probably got 600,000.
Right. At one point, it's going to increase beyond the population of the world. And
right.
You're going to be like, how did it get 11 billion views?
11 billion, yeah. It's just like, yeah, it got 1 million views, but probably a lot of people watched it more than once.
Yeah.
Especially if it's short and funny.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I've sat there and just let some shit loop and showed it to like 20 different people. Like, you gotta see this fucking thing. Look at this.
Yeah, Tiffany showed me a video earlier. We watched it like 15 times each, and it was like 5 seconds long. It's like,
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Get it? It gets the viral views, you know.
And everything favors video now. So like, do we take these cameras? Do we do everything video now? You have to. It's just part of the game.
And I think everything got short, like with shorts and YouTube shorts and all that. Everything got shorter, and then it went all the way down to Vines. But then Vines was too short for anyone to make money off of anything.
Dude, it was crazy. But look how many stars it birthed, though.
Yeah,
dude, Vine birthed so many fucking stars.
I love
Vines. It was crazy.
I thought Vines were the best thing ever. Yeah, I watched compilations of Vines.
But it fucked me up. I mean, it did to me what I hate that it's doing to people.
Yeah.
Like, now I watch a 3-hour movie. Long-form movies were my jam. I loved a slow-burning movie. And now it's like, and I feel the itch to just reach over and grab my phone in a movie theater.
Like while you're watching the movie.
And just be like,
I could be entertained immediately.
I wonder what my friends are doing in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. They're eating a sandwich.
Like a fucking crazy person, dude.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to see.
I wonder if Kalen is eating lunch in Japan at this moment.
That's why email is such a big, like, people talk about the email addiction because you're always like waiting, like, what if I got a big email, or even if you're not expecting one.
Bro, the only thing I email is if my phone won't send the file, it's too large.
I wish I was that. I wake up every morning and check my email for all my blogging and articles.
Well, see,
and all
but
that
you actually have a career online. I do not.
Right.
Nothing I do takes.
Yeah. Nothing I did took forever until I started blogging.
Talking about
and
money.
Then it took off. Yeah, I started talking about money, and then it took off. And I mean, and the biggest way to make money online is to teach people how to make money online.
That's weird, bro. And I don't know how, because I don't like it. So I could never do anything.
I don't like it either. Like that. Yeah, this is great. This is way better. Like all the blogs that I run, I'm like, man, if I could just turn around and sell them, which I could, but I just don't because it takes effort. But I hate that it takes. I don't know. I don't like that it takes up so much time.
Yeah. We're at almost 2 hours.
Oh.
All right, we'll end it.
Okay. I guess it's time to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could still be home by midnight. That'll be good. Because I got to sober up. A wee little intoxicated.
Give him some time.
I would say promote some shit, but I don't really think you have anything to promote. So, Money Mini Blog?
MoneyMiniBlog.com.
If you want to learn how to not be broke.
FreedomSprout.com.
Freedom Sprout.
I got the YouTube channel. Search Freedom Sprout on YouTube. Blindness Reigns is my solo project.
Oh.
That's on Spotify.
That's
I have
right.
3 albums. I have 2 more albums unreleased so far. Yeah, so Blindness Reigns, REIGNS.
Oh, reign, like a kingdom.
Like everyone's blind because blindness reigns.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Darkness.
I think that's it. And you can go to those if you want to. I don't care. I would apprate it, but
you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Like it's fine.
I should probably read the blogs though.
Let's do a consultation.
Yeah. Well, my house is almost paid for, and I own both my cars, so I think I'm doing all right.
It's a good start
for a poor person. I'm doing pretty good.
You're not poor.
I'm poor in my heart.
You can be
and
broke.
that's mainly because I have to take medicine to keep it alive.
I do the same thing for my brain.
Yeah. It's fine. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. All right. Crashcast Pod, Twitter Crashcast Pod 1. Check out Patreon, please. We're doing better, and we're going to do better more. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Peace.